Hey everyone, it's Sam here, and today launches a new collection. This is my Enchanted Forest. It's very, very sweet, and it does see the return of a die set. Now, if you bought my advent last year, you will recognise this one here. So it is the same but different. The addition here of the grass trim, so you get your grass trim or you get your plain, and it is slightly bigger. So for many of you, you'll know exactly how to put this one together. But for anybody new, this was very popular. So we have now it on its own. This is the 3D folding mechanism, 11 dies in this one. I'm going to show you how to put it together. Also in the collection is this lovely Enchanted woods. This is like your paper kit. So you get your almost like chipboard. They're very thick ephemera pieces, and there's loads. I've got just half of them in a tray here. I've already used them on a card, which you can see on Mixed Up Craft YouTube channel, which is this one here, which is my storybook. So when it pops up, you can see the ephemera there. So those plus the tray plus all this is what you get in one paper pack. I know lots of you like to buy two. Well, you'll have enough to last you ages. You can see on the back there, they're really lovely. Then you get 150 GSM with the scenes. So this is your paper. And then you got your checkered there, and the yellow, the red and the green, and you can see another scene there as well. So it's a really sweet little pad. I've also then got some new big words. These are lovely, and I know lots of you have been waiting for these. So you get your big luck, wishes well, Christmas done, good, home, Halloween, sympathy, hugs and get. And then all the little stamps here will then make your sentiments. There's loads, and you can see how big these are. So the Christmas one, for example, which that's one I'm using today, how nice is that? And if you've got my other sets, you'll have the big Merry, so you could have a nice big Merry Christmas on a card. And you've got the big Halloween there, which you'll see in another card. And I've used the good luck as well. You'll see that in another one. So they'll all be in the playlist, and check out the listing on the website. You'll be able to see what they look like as well on other cards. And then these are the two stamp and die sets, Life of the Woods and It's a Gnome's Life. And we're going to use the Gnome's Life today to make a Christmas card. There's so many different ways you can build this and put it together. But first of all, these dies here. So this one, you want one for each side, but I like to back everything depending on the weight of the card you're using. So this was like a 230 GSM, so I've cut two and stuck them together so it's nice and strong. And then I've just inked them up with a green ink. This is a green card that I've cut them into, but you're going to have one on each side. So these are your base pieces, okay? And then the slots, these pieces here, it's entirely up to you. You might just want to have, let me show you how they go together. So you might want to have just one at the front, and then that one will go in there. Okay, like so. You might want to have one there, and maybe just one of the bigger ones in the middle, like so, and then one at the back. For your message, your sentiment, you would write that on the back of this piece. Mine's going to be this way actually, on the back of here. But if you're cutting into this, maybe you're putting it together slightly different, because there are lots of ways that you can cut into those as well. Then you could have this back piece here. You'd have to write small, but you could fit it on there. So you can see there already, you could just have those three. But I want to make this nice and full, just so that then you can see how it looks. So I've cut the large ones. So you can see I've got 1, 2, 3 of the largest grass design, which is this one here. And again, they're doubled up, okay? And then the medium, which is this one here, and then the small, which is what I've got here. So like I said, 2 of each stuck together, just to make it all nice and strong, and they just all slot in. It's as simple as that. But if you don't want to have the grass effect, maybe you're doing a different scene, you don't need that, then you have the same. So yeah, you've got your large plain semicircle, then you've got medium, small, and you've got extra small, okay? You could put this bigger plain one in the middle and then stick this on, but I wanted to have the grass one, so I'm going to pop that in there. And then I'm going to stick, lift this all up, I'm going to stick this one just in like so, so you get the grass effect. Now, for it to fold flat, it all just goes off to one side. And when this folds down, depending on the height, but your width here with the grass is 7, and then they just lift it out and it all pops up. Now, because I've doubled up my card, it's nice and strong and they're staying in there. But if you're worried that things are popping out, maybe they're moving, grab yourself a little bit of glue, and behind each one, where they slot in, just add a little glue. It will dry clear, but it's behind. You can obviously run your finger over that if you want to make it look a bit neater. This will still allow it to fold flat, but obviously they're stuck in once that glue all dries. Go for a water-based glue. I'll do the other side in a minute. But yeah, get a little brush in there if you wanted to just make that a little bit neater. But once that dries, it will still allow it to move. I won't do it yet because it'll obviously stick that way. But they will also stay in place. So I'll do the other side in a minute. And then it's up to you how you want to decorate. So obviously I'm using the gnomes, but you could use anything in your stash. You could just stick loads of dies onto this now. Maybe you've got a nice die of a house, any kind of scenes. It might be a photograph of someone. Honestly, there's just endless ways to decorate this. You don't have to use the oval that comes in the kit. It can be any shape. You could use some of my 3D display and stand, the big frames, like the big wreath frame. We've got the big flower frame, the clock, the snow globe, and then you could have the plain little, you know, half semicircles, so it looks like a snow scene. You can add acetate, which you'll see in one of the other cards. Again, check out the playlist. So I've already stamped my sentiment here roughly where I wanted it, because I want to build up. A couple of the gnomes are going to be like here, and my sentiment is going to be, it's going to be about there. I'm going to pop it up on some foam. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue just behind this one here, so I can stick that down. Obviously check your height if you've got a specific envelope for it to go in, but if you're not too bothered and you've got your envelope punch board, then you can make your bespoke size envelope once it's all together. But I'm going to stick that down, get these all in place, and I'll show you it when it's finished. And there's the finished card. How adorable is that? I've added the little leaves, which you can find in the die set as well. It's just these ones. So these on the side are all dies. You've got a little die toadstool if you don't want to colour in those ones there. And then I've used the Merry Christmas from the sentiment stamp set, and then from our gnome to yours. I think it's absolutely adorable. And then it all folds down flat. And it's easy for the recipient to know what to do when they take it out of the envelope. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial from me today and showing you just one of the ways that you can use this lovely 3D fold-in mechanism. And like I said, remember to check out that playlist because you'll see all the ones that I'm making will be going into there. And as I mentioned, go to the listings on the website and you'll see all the samples there, so you can save those photos if you want to. So as always, thank you for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed today, because it does help out the channel. The products to everything I've used today will be shared in the description box below this video. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos, and have a look at all my other stuff as well, because I've got so much content on here. And a reminder for this one, if you want something that requires no dies, you're not bothered about the mechanism, but you love the ephemera and the papers, then go to Mixed Up Craft, and that'll be linked below, and you can see how I've made this one here. So thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.